Welcome to Dobler Talk, a videocast discussing strategy, tactics, cards and card play, decks and deck building for a Game of Thrones 2nd edition. I am your host, Dobler, because I like to hear myself talk to myself.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Dobler Talk. The internet did not shut down when I uploaded my first video, so let's consider that a success and be back at it today. We are going to talk about Night's Watch Banner Pack. What's Banner Pack? Well, first, let's look at the banner of the watch. It's an agenda that you may include non-loyal Night's Watch cards in your deck, and you must include at least 12 Night's Watch cards in your deck. Back to the question, what is a banner pack? Well, it's my own succinct 12 card assortment meant to be a quick banner add-on to an existing deck. It's not specific to any house, and it does not intentionally augment any house themes. Basically, it's when you're building a deck and you realize that your options for claim soak are too few and that the cost curve on the last 10 to 15 cards you add isn't great. And so this is really meant to be a quick add-on to finish out the deck, add cost-efficient characters, possible card advantage, and a second set of the one cost reducers. So let's get started. Well, first, to do this, we start with our full bevy of Night's Watch cards. But we're obviously not going to be choosing from all of these because of our rules. We may include non-loyal Night's Watch cards. So, what are those? Meager Contribution, can't use those. Loyal. Messenger Raven, loyal. Samwell Tarly, loyal. Old Forest Hunter, loyal. Yoren, loyal. Take the Black, loyal. Will, loyal. Old Bear Mormont, loyal. So we can't use any of these. Let's just get rid of them. All right. Kind of making it rain. Or I guess at the Waltz, making it snow, right? All right, so now we have another group of cards that we are not going to use because they're either not useful in a small assortment of Night's Watch, or they reference other Night's Watch and will be inefficient. The watch has need. We're simply not going to have enough builders, rangers, or stewards to make it useful. Sword in the Darkness. Well, it's not really that good to begin with, but again, we're not going to have that many Night's Watch. Castle Black. I like Castle Black, but we're going to have a limited number of Night's Watch characters, so simply not that good. The Wall. Again, we are adding this as a generic add-on to any deck. The Wall is specific for defense decks, so we're not adding this in. Jon Snow, again, we don't have enough other Night's Watch characters to make him useful. And then Longclaw can only get attached to Night's Watch characters. So again, not enough of them to make it useful. So let's get rid of those. All right, well, what do we have left? What we have left is our possible usable cards. Starting with our friendly Maester from last episode, Maester Aemon. As we discussed, he's card advantage, so we're definitely going to use him. So the question becomes, how many do we use? Do we use 1 or do we use 3? Now, assuming that we're going to be using Here to Serve to go fetch Aemon, you may say, I only need 1 Aemon. I can go get him. However, it's a trap. So I suggest that we do not only put 1 in. Let's go ahead and just pick all 3. And if we have them in our opening hand, just search for them with Here to Serve, get them duped up and protected early on. The second obvious inclusion is this card in my hand, Steward at the Wall. And this is one of the main reasons people choose a banner to begin with, to have a second set of one cost reducers. Well, let's look at him. Let's look at our other 7 reducers. And Steward at the wall. And other 7 reducers. And Steward at the wall. What do you see that's different? There is something. These guys had a power party and didn't invite the steward at the wall. It's not very nice. They're kind of lonely. It's my party and I if I want to. I if I want to. I if I want to. You would intrigue too if it happened to you. Do, 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 do. Honestly, having the intrigue icon makes them better in my mind than the other reducers. And we're obviously going to want all 3. So let's choose them, add them in. We're now up to 6 cards in our banner pack. Only 6 left. One of the many things we look for is cost efficiency. Every deck wants characters who provide as much strength and as many icons as possible for as cheap as we can get it. We want to win challenges. All the challenges. So that leads me to the ranging party. We have a 4-cost army, 5 strength, 2 icons, no attachments keyword. Why would we not run them? Strength higher than cost, dual icons, absolutely. Let's take all 3. We're now up to 9 cards in our banner pack. Amon, 3 copies. Steward, 3 copies. 3 copies of Ranging Party. So, we're almost done. Great news. Our next gentleman, Waymar Royce. 3 cost, 3 strength, military power, no attachments except weapon, and this really neat ability, interrupt. When Waymar Royce would be killed, discard 1 card at random from each opponent's hand. So wait a second. We get cost equal to strength, 2 icons, and a card advantage shot. Absolutely, I'm taking him, but I'm stopping at 1 because we kind of want Waymar to die to trigger his ability, and then extra copies would not be good. So let's take those 2 and get rid of them. Next we have Ghost. Ghost is one of my favorite characters. He has no attachments in stealth, as well as the 4-cost military 3 strength. But the thing about stealth is that currently in 2nd edition, it is a keyword that is in short supply. There are simply not that many characters with it. And then he adds his reaction ability. After Ghost bypasses a character using stealth, that character cannot be declared as a defender for any challenges until the end of the phase. So he's not only helping you win the military challenge with his stealth, he's going to help you win intrigue and power challenges because your other characters are going to be able to slip by easier now. I'm definitely choosing 1, and we'll think about the other 2. Just so you know, we are up to 11 cards now, so I only get 1 more. I get 1 more card in my 12-card banner pack. Well, I have 2 characters left. Benjen, Veteran Builder. Veteran Builder blows, or at least he blows as a common utility card to be added on in any deck, so we're just going to remove them, which then leaves Benjen. Benjen is fairly solid. Each ranger character you control cannot be bypassed by stealth. You do have to keep in mind you simply don't have that many rangers. We have 3 of the ranging parties, 1 Waymar, and if we choose Benjen, that's really only 5 in the whole deck. So that first ability is okay for the most part. You're simply saying Benjen cannot be bypassed by stealth. And then an interrupt ability to gain 2 power for your faction when Benjen dies. It's not bad. I actually think he's solid. But what I'm trying to do with my banner pack is, again, make it as cost efficient and effective in any house possible. So far, I have not chosen any cards that have a cost greater than 4, and I pretty much am asking myself, do I choose 1 copy of Benjen or put in a 2nd copy of Ghost? I don't know. What do you guys think? Benjen, Ghost, Benjen, Ghost. Personally, I like Ghost better. I'm choosing a 2nd copy of Ghost by Benjen. If you disagree with me, please feel free to leave it in the comments. So what we have here in finality is a 12-card banner pack meant to be added to any house to add a little bit of card advantage, cost effectiveness, and claim soak to Ghost, Waymar, 3 Ranging Parties, 3 Steward at the Walls, and 3 Maester Amons. Thank you for watching this week's episode of Dobbler Talk. Please feel free to leave any comments or criticisms underneath my video here. And if you have any suggestions for future cards or topics you would like me to talk about, feel free to leave those as well. Thank you much.